Good morning. I know none of you like to tip your hat or show your hand, but come on, that had to put a smile on your face. It just sounds incredible. Thank you for being here for the 9th Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge with racing off Woodward this year. I see a lot of familiar faces from working with you over the years and so many new faces. I look forward to getting to know all of you and truly appreciate you coming out, appreciate everything you do for our industry and for our business, because it makes a difference. You know, a lot of you I know have questions about who I am, my plans for the brand, but believe me when I say it's absolutely not about me. It's about the cars, it's about the brand, and most importantly about our customers. But I know you want more than that, so my first car was the Dodge Shadow ES 4-door, 3-liter V6, 5-speed, melted the tires in 9,000 miles and had a hell of a time trying to tell my mom. It wasn't me, faulty rubber. It was the manufacturer's fault, right? I'm second generation in this business. I've been around all of our brands, born. It's pretty much all I've ever known. After college, went off to try supply chain consulting for about 7-8 months, was bored out of my mind. Couldn't stand it. I had to get back into automotive. There's something about this industry, there's something about this business, being part of the second largest purchase that most people ever make in their life. And it's a purchase for a Dodge is all about passion. It's not about need, it's about want and putting smiles on people's faces. So I went to work for Daimler Chrysler at the time, Chicago Business Center, called on hundreds of dealers throughout Indiana, Iowa, Chicago. Met a guy there that some of you may have heard of, Tim Kaniskis. Started learning from them back then. And you can't come to Roadkill without mentioning Tim. He's the godfather of this place. It was his brainchild when we started in the Silverdome parking lot. And that we've come a long way since then. We're innovating every year. We've always found a way to keep it exciting. And we're going to do that here this weekend. We'll talk about it in a little while. I left the company in 2004 to go to the agency side for a few years. Learned a ton. Still working with the Chrysler Group, doing dealer sales training events, PR media events, consumer events like Roadkill, International, did the first Camp Jeep Beijing, which was incredible. Learned a ton, but all roads led back to Dodge. 2013, I joined the Dodge brand, and that's kind of the turning point in 2014 when we really started this distillation of the brand down to America's performance brand. You know, if you remember back then, we were selling Journeys and Caravans for $19,995. No one really knew about the Durango and the Charger and the Hellcat. And we brought SRT back into the fold. We launched Hellcats. We launched Scat Packs. We started creating this villainous nature. It was all about fun. We never talked about Journeys and Caravans again. And we slowly retired them. And as we did that, we learned a lot through the years. Tim taught us, all of us, keep pushing the boundaries. Never lift. Go the extra time. All those things are things that we're going to keep, that we're going to push forward with this brand. So I spent a few years on the Dodge brand, moved over, launched the new Chrysler Pacific at the time, was on product planning roles, Chrysler, Dodge, spent a few years at Maserati on product planning, sales operations, and then back home to Dodge for the last few years. And it's been an incredible ride. But you guys really are here to hear about these cars. So let's talk a little bit more about the future of Dodge and where we're going. And this year is really about change. Change in leadership, change in the first all-new platform in 15 years, change in powertrains, going from V8s and superchargers and Hemis to kilowatts and power shots and twin-turbo V6s. Change here at M1 and racing inside instead of outside. And a lot of people don't like change. It's hard to accept change. But if we don't embrace change, if us as a company doesn't embrace change, if we don't push forward, we never go faster. We never give our customers what they don't realize they don't want. If you go back in history, a lot of people will still tell you to this day, I was talking with Hammer earlier, a muscle car has to have a carburetor, has to be naturally aspirated, must be a manual transmission, And God forbid it have 4 doors. But you know what? A lot of people didn't realize they needed a supercharger until they heard the whine of the first Hellcat. They didn't realize they needed a 9-second car that could lift the tires until they got behind the first Demon. And they didn't know they needed 4 doors until all their friends wanted to go along for a ride and be in their car. And that's what we've done here today. We've embraced change, but we've pushed it to the next level. These are flat out the best muscle cars. And I can't wait for all of you guys to get behind the wheels when we do the media event and the drive coming up. But the team started from the ground up. These cars that you're looking at, they don't only embrace change, they take it to the next level. This Scat Pack Stage 2 right here is better than yesterday's Hellcat for thousands less. Quicker 0 to 60, quicker quarter mile, all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive. Take it anywhere. Drag mode, drift mode, donut mode, more tech, more safety, flat out better looks, more cargo capability, more passenger room in the rear for your friends, and the Fratzonic chamber is as loud as today's Hellcat. But if you're going over to your mom's on Sunday for dinner and she doesn't want to hear it coming, you can turn it off this time. Or if you're like some of those of us around the office that drive them and you get those notes in your mailbox that says, please stop firing it up on those cold winter mornings, you can please the neighbors too by turning it off. So as we push forward, the direction for this brand is not radically different. It's to evolve. It's to push the boundaries of performance. It's to drive forward as America's brand. You know, Tim once said, if you miss the first muscle car era, you better not miss this one. And some people, some of us in this room, I promise you, have said that the era is dead, it's over, it's gone. It's not. We're just getting started. These cars put a smile on people's faces. They look different, they sound different, they drive different, and they make people happy. That's what it comes down to. This era isn't over. We're just getting started. And when I say we're just getting started, this is just the beginning. Next year we come out with a 4-door. Then we come out with the high output and the standard output twin turbo 6-packs. We just celebrated 50 years of direct connection. And we're going to have a multitude of parts for all these cars so people can continue to make them their own and make them what they want and their friends want. So we have a lot in store for us as we push forward. And we're starting on that path already. Second quarter sales were up 16% over first quarter. And to kick off the biggest industry month of the year, we just brought back power dollars across the board on all 24 model year Dodges. $10 per horsepower. The faster you want to go, the more we help you out. And that's $7,100 off a Dodge Durango Hellcat. That's a lot of horsepower. If you're good with math, it's 710, right? Still the quickest, most powerful SUV in this Scat Pack. It's still the quickest, most powerful muscle car on the planet. We're getting ready to launch a few special edition Durangos. Next week, the press release will come out on the Silver Bullet Edition, limited edition. As I said, the Direct Connection 50-year anniversary. We've got all kinds of things in the alleyway here for you to take a look at. And one of the most exciting things about change is where we're at here today. We're off Woodward this year, but it's more than that. If you're going to change, you got to be better. You got to raise the bar. So now everybody will say, this is the first time drag racing's ever been done inside M1. This is the first time that everybody, the 40,000 fans that come out, will be able to walk the pits, interact with the cars and the drivers, and get to know them. That's why NHRA is so exciting, right? That's why everybody goes to those events. You want to be part of the culture. You want to be part of the club. You want to interact with them. We've got the Hornet Rallycross, which is going to just open some eyes to the capability of that vehicle. For those that can't give up on the V8s, we've got the skid pad with some donuts that always light everything up.